Let's jump right into GameStop. Every time we near $29 to $30, we get smacked back down, but it remains resilient. We had a major candle come up to 29.19 earlier today, as we did get smacked down, just like we did here, as well as when we did back here, 29.40, when we got a lot of momentum coming in, we got smacked back down. But it's not going to last long for them, and I'm going to explain to you why. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, watch until the end, and turn post notifications on. GameStop on the 1 hour time frame remains resilient. It is basically saying F off to the shorts. We have come up and we have tested this channel on the 1 hour several times. Now, if we've broken below this, we retested it and we rejected and we failed. It was going to be very, very bearish. But we saw yesterday that GameStop closed above 28.50, which is something that we wanted to see. It closed just above that. And then today we saw it break back into this channel, trying to fight for its life up here. As of right now, it is still technically in a neutral to slightly bearish position on the very, very, very short time frame because it's breaking trend. But the daily time frame, or the 4 hour time frame, tells a little bit of a different story. We are actually building a 4 hour candle inside of this ascending parallel channel right now. As we broke below, we got a monster candle smashing us right back in, and now we are trying to build this candle back in. So hopefully we get above 28.85. It would be best case scenario to close above 28.90 today at minimum. So that is something that we would want to watch. Now, another day, another surge in Japanese yields. Why is this important? Japanese 30-year bond yields rose to 3.2%, officially putting it to 100 basis points since April 17th low, which is a 45% jump in Japanese yields in 44 days. And at this rate, we will be at or above 4% in June. And this is the 10-year right here, just as a prime example. Why is this important for GameStop? Well, it's exactly what Roaring Kitty painted the picture out as. And we, in my opinion, have so much momentum and spring built on GameStop that it's just disgusting. I almost feel bad for short sellers. It doesn't feel right to say, but they are about to get fucked. If we look and we see, when did this peak, right? March 26th. Okay, their yields peaked March 26th. You come back to GameStop's chart. Well, what happened March 26th? Boom, right? We came from the mid-range of this parallel channel from March 13th down from $21 all the way up to $29.90. You come and you take a look right here from that same given time frame, the 13th, which is right here, March 13th. These yields only rose this much. Yes, there was a lot of pressure on them, but you can see something broke. And then you take a look, right? Well, when did this peak previously? Well, you come and you take a look. Oh, well, May 29th, May 30th of 2024. We all know what happened. May of 2024, GameStop ripped up to almost $70. I mean, guys, we're right on the brink again, but this time it's probably going to break. We have seen it with heavy stress before when we peaked up here, and we've seen it with heavy stress before when we peaked up here. And now this is more than heavy stress. We're coming back to meet these highs, and GameStop is right trading around that same area. And this also correlates to the SPY, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But ultimately, once we get above $30, this is going to be very, very bad. See, we're at this zone where there's a box here. We're at this zone where there is a box, right? They almost couldn't control it back here under 30. We actually came all the way up to 29.91, which is very close. Now you're coming back up here, but you have strong gamma, strong FOMO, resilient stock market, as well as resilient Bitcoin, as well as their meeting, as well as possible Bitcoin announcement, as well as ETF quarterly rebalancing with XRT. There's too much here. There's too much to control it. When you break past $30, it's probably going to be a monster candle. I'm talking monster candle. Now, AMC, same thing, remaining resilient, playing perfectly to the trend we had drawn out. In fact, a little bit better. The second thing that we had drawn out was actually a move up to $3. which you can see in this chart, everything's playing out to a T. As soon as we got this spike, I drawn this out and I showed you what's going to happen. And we come back up to about $3, which we're here. I wouldn't be surprised if AMC retraces right back down to 285 to 290. And then we move right back up to 325. Now, this is just chop trading until we break momentum. I do want to point out that it looks like we're closer to something than this drawn out scenario, this sequence here. And if things break, AMC's not just going to follow this. It's probably going to crack higher like GameStop. Overall, they both look very good. GameStop's institutional ownership came out highest it's ever been. That's something to point out as well. Another day of beautifully bullish options chain on GameStop with people letting go of their puts, loading up on calls. Bitcoin also good for GameStop. We see short sellers getting screwed over in Bitcoin with $50 million worth of Bitcoin shorts liquidated in just 1 hour this morning as Bitcoin ripped to all-time highs, trading almost at 110,000. It's at 109,750. And I want to warn you guys, we are getting very, very close to the first guaranteed level, which I called out, which is 113K. We are very, very close to that level. We could actually possibly hit that tonight if things start ripping, with Bitcoin jumping another 3% from where it's at right now. Again, just be wary. This doesn't have to happen tonight. But in my personal opinion, I don't give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. We have a huge volume candle breaking us past highs. We have new price discovery. And then we have GameStop about to announce, hey, we bought Bitcoin back here. Hey, we bought Bitcoin back here. And possibly, right? Possibly. And that is going to really kick things off. Alongside Bitcoin, we take a look at altcoins, and we actually got a bounce on altcoins, with Bonk being our example because it's one that I'm loaded up on. It's up about 9%. This is beautiful because I said if we break this parallel channel, break lower, reject off of it, I will call this altcoin season off. We didn't do that. In fact, once Bitcoin's dominance fades after it's at all-time highs right now, which is huge, these altcoins are going to get a serious move. Now, I want you to pay very close attention, using Bonk as the example of this green line that you see right here, okay? The last time we see that Bonk came up, rejected before moving higher off of it, we rejected several times for pushing lower. We already did hit the very, very oversold region. In fact, we hit fair value region where these stocks like to build a base, but then we hit the oversold right in this zone down here. So as of right now, it couldn't look more bullish, but we really want to see a break above that, above 4025. So watch for that. A couple of short squeeze plays, and Discord's going to love this because somebody in there always talks about XTIA. A few people. 9% short interest, almost 10%. It's one to keep back on your radar. It's up about 15%, $1.72. I assume this one's going to come back up. It broke key resistance, and there's a huge gap fill. I believe it's going to come between 230 and 250 for its first price target, and I'll only give you that because I'm not sure what is going to happen here. These are all very high risk, high reward. BYND up only 3%. I'm not sure. Now, I just want to state, I want to make sure that these are the same tickers here, but I gave you BYON as well. BYND, 41% short interest. Keep an eye on that. GNS up 9%, trading at 40 cents. Its chart is looking good for a possible another spring here to go higher. Keep an eye on this. They also just entered into a lawsuit. They filed a $750 million RICO lawsuit against alleged market manipulators. So that is huge as well, especially if they win the case. I believe GNS could come very quickly up to 50 cents and possibly higher. Now let's talk about the SPY, 592.24, and we are curling higher. Now originally, I would state that the SPY is likely to have some sort of retracement, and this is my more likely scenario. This is what I think is going to happen. We are going to retrace for the first price target at 580, and ultimately I do believe the second one will come to fruition by the end of the week. If we don't see the retracement by the end of the week, I will say that we probably aren't going to get it, but 571 is where I'm looking for the SPY to get to. Not the end of this week, by the end of next week, I'm sorry. By the end of next week, a retracement down to 571. This can happen while things squeeze, and I want to point that out right now. The SPY does not have to look very, very bullish simultaneously alongside things squeezing. So I want to put that on your radar as well. Now, what's holding the market up? Well, first, alongside this retracement, SPY showed its first sign of a little bit of weakness. We also had the RSI very, very overbought, rejecting off of the 70, cooling off a little bit here. If we continue higher, the SPY is going to get very, very, very overbought and likely come up to probably 606 max if we don't get my retracement before taking a harder nosedive. That harder nosedive would lead us into probably late June to July, August, right? But I think it's coming a little bit later than that. In fact, I think the only things that are holding the market up right now that you have to pay attention to are, hey, we're probably going to get, a rate cut in September. Woo, hoorah, right? Dovish Fed, we're getting a rate cut in September. Let's front run this. Let's run this thing up, right? Secondly, good earnings. We have earnings season coming out. Earnings aren't as bad as they expected while the market was crashing. Everyone was saying, we're in a bubble, all this other stuff, but the earnings were pretty solid. Earnings continue to come out solid. If earnings start missing, big companies start missing, which right now it's not happening, then maybe the SPY will start to see a little bit of more pressure. Now, if we get lower than my retracement at 571 and just watch 565, I don't think that's going to happen. 571 before possibly another move higher, one last hoorah before we come into, I believe, sell the news September, where from September on towards the end of the year, we start to sell off. Now, what's a big warning for this? What's a huge warning for all of this? Gold. Investors are still showing you that there are major uncertainties in the market, and gold is being bought up. So keep an eye on this. Speaking of earnings, Nvidia up 2%. This one has been a beautiful call out. It's been a beautiful play on the channel, and we are making our way up to that 150 price target. We are at 137, and I do believe come earnings next week, we are going to get there. Wednesday next week, we are going to come up and hit that 150 price target. Overall, guys, that is what I got for today's video. Make sure to join my Discord server. It's the very top link in the description of the video where we talk stocks and crypto in there all day long. Best vibes, most amazing people. You can see my trades as soon as I take them. We have AI trade alerts that send you high success trade setups, market news, analyst updates, options flow, tons of benefits in there. And if you want up to 60 free stocks, as well as earn 8.1% APY on your cash that is uninvested, which is probably higher than any of your bank accounts, use the second or third or fourth link, find Mumu. It's a free broker. Open an account, make a deposit into there. You guys will not regret it. And then, yeah, those links are all in the description. Get us to 33,000 subs. We are just brushing it. And a lot of you guys are not subscribing, but are coming back to my videos every single day. Overall, I'm hyped. This is exciting. Thank you guys for coming back to the channel. Drop a comment, engage the algorithm. I love you all. God bless. Lottery stocks out.